Well, hello, Pete here. In this video, we're going to walk through Windsurf, the new Codeium AI code editor. I've been using this for a couple of days after using Cursor for several months, and I'm going to show you how to set it up / migrate over from VS Code or whatever, because there's some things to think about. I'm going to go over Cascade, the command feature, some of the other cool, nifty things you can do. So let's dive in. Let's surf. Setup and migration first. I'm not going to show you how to download it. You could probably figure that out. But go to, codeium.com/windsurf and download it, yada, yada. So a few things. You're actually going to see a Get Started button. You will not see what is currently being shown on my screen. Instead, you'll see a Get Started button where you can import your config and settings from VS Code, which is fantastic. And that's what I did. All my extensions immediately carried over, as did most of my configurations. You can also access this via the command palette, Command-Shift-P, or maybe Control-Shift-P on Windows, to enter in this right here. And you can search for import. You can just start typing import, and then you can do it manually like this. And if something went wrong or you forgot to do it or whatever. For me, my keyboard shortcuts were not imported. If somebody has a way to bulk import shortcuts from VS Code, please let me know in the comments. I don't know of a way. I didn't actually research it, to be fair. And I only have like 5 or 6 that I use regularly. So I went to settings here in Windsurf, keyboard shortcuts, and you can see this is actually the last one I did a couple of minutes ago. I pressed the keyboard here to record my keystrokes. I entered in some of my popular shortcuts, Command 2 to go to the second tab, like a browser would, right? That's something I use. So I edited those right there. Again, if somebody knows how to do this in bulk, please let me know. Another thing that didn't carry over for me were some extension settings. I use Prettier for SvelteKit for code formatting, and it wasn't working when I was saving, right? Format on save. So I went into settings, just a general thing here, and I started searching. There was like 3 or 4 things that I had to do. I don't remember what the others were, but I just typed in format. I found this one, editor, format on save, and I had to check it. It wasn't checked for whatever reason. I don't remember if that's because that's the way it was in VS Code, or if Windsurf just didn't quite get a bunch of the nitty-gritty things that I've been using in Cursor and in VS Code. I assume it didn't have anything to do with Cursor. It just imported from VS Code. But for whatever reason, just know you might have to go double-check for some keyboard shortcuts and stuff like that. Next up, let's do a very quick overview tour of all the AI features here in Windsurf. First and foremost, down here, Windsurf settings. Start here. As you code, you're going to see the autocomplete and supercomplete start doing stuff where you can hit tab to complete code. I'll show you that in a second. You can actually turn this on and off right here and set the speed. It is too fast for me. When I leave it on fast, I actually like to go slow because maybe I'm not as smart as you. But the point is, it tries to fix things a little too quickly for me. You can adjust this sort of stuff right here. You can also turn Cascade on reload off if you want to kind of like hide this by default, which is what Cursor does, and you have to open it. You can always hit Command L to open Cascade. Command I does command or whatever, but you can turn off some of these settings right here down at the bottom of your screen. Okay, let's start into the big 3 or 4 features of Windsurf AI. We'll start with command, the simplest stuff. I'm going to open up a real project here, and I'm going to go ahead and close Cascade. We're going to come back to that in just a second. Let's go to the terminal. I'm on my Git branch main. You can see I clicked right here, and it says press Command I to generate a command. Command I or Control I on Windows is going to allow you to give a specific prompt to do something. You can use it in code, or you could use it here in the terminal. We'll start with the terminal. I'm going to actually do Command I. It's going to open up the window and type in a prompt. Let's do create a new Git branch called campaigns. We're going to enter in a new feature for my app today called campaigns and check it out. I'm going to hit enter, but you can also press submit. You can also change your AI model. For code, I would like to use 3.5 Sonnet from Anthropic. But for terminal stuff, you can just use Codeium fast. It's not going to, this is easy stuff, right? So I'm going to hit enter, and you can, it didn't actually run it by default, but you can see it just put it in here, Git branch campaigns, and then check it out. So I'm just going to hit run. You can also hit accept, and that'll close this little thing. And then you would hit the enter key to run it, obviously. But I'm just going to hit run here. Switched to branch campaigns. So if I go to Git status, hey, I'm on branch campaigns. So in my code, I'm going to go over to this page right here. I'm using SvelteKit, just so you know, for the rest of this video. You can put your cursor somewhere and hit Command I, or you can highlight text and hit Command I, highlight code that is, and you'll actually see there's a pop-up right here to open up Cascade, excuse me. I don't know why they call it chat here, but Cascade over here. It's a little bit confusing because Cascade does a few things, but you can also just hit Command I. So we could highlight this, hit Command I. The same window pops up right here. Let's use GPTO 4.0 mini just for the fun of it. Add a console log statement that prints out the data loaded from the backend. It'll be this, right? I just saw this up here. Export let data. This is data loaded from backend data. Cool. So you could obviously reject. You could type a follow-up just like we did a second ago, or hit accept, and then bam, there you go, right? And that's it. I don't use this hardly ever. There you go. Obviously, the feature that's going to be used all the time is Cascade, or the chat, right? The AI agent. So Command L or Control L obviously opens it up right there, but you can also press this up here. A few things before we actually kick this into action. Here's the text input field, pretty self-explanatory. Choose your AI model. I usually just use Claude 3.5 Sonnet. This is important. If you wanted to actually change your code automatically, leave it on write mode. But if you just want to chat with the AI about something, some part of your code or whatever, obviously toggle it over to chat. It won't automatically make changes. It'll suggest the changes, which you can throw into your code, but it won't do it automatically. You put it on write here. I'm going to leave it on write. It can edit multiple files at once, etc. So here's where things get a little confusing if you're silly like me. So conversations versus chats versus Cascade versus workflows. I don't really know what the difference is between workflows and conversations. These are, like, here's some stuff I did for a different app earlier today. I just loaded this up. You can click this button to start a new conversation. You can see past conversations, i.e. past workflows. Don't know why they're called something different there, but that's what this is. Pretty self-explanatory, except for the naming conventions, which, sorry, Windsurf, you didn't do a good job on. So I'm going to click New Conversation here. And one more thing before I actually build a feature, the @ symbol. This is where you are going to be able to add context to whatever it is you're about to do. The easiest thing is different files. This is so much better than Cursor, by the way. So much smoother. I can start typing. Do I have my stores open? Hang on, forgive me. Let's go to my lib directory. I do not have any stores. I might have to do let's do like a store.js. I'm just going to create this, store.js. Store.js. Or how about stores, plural? Forgive me. Stores.js. How about that? Let's just open up this thing right here. If I wanted to reference this, I got my @ symbol. I could just do @ and just start typing. And you'll see a bunch of, I started typing stores. You'll see it popped up right here. I didn't actually have to do this because this is the page I had open. But if I did not have this open and if I were working on something else and I wanted to reference this file specifically, I would just @ and then start typing and then find it. I found it much better to use than cursors, to be honest. You can also add specific context items, different directories, folders, like within your thing here, which is handy if you're going to do multiple files. You wanted to check out, I don't know, there's a bunch of use cases. You could probably get that. It doesn't have image search like Cursor does right now. I think that's the biggest drawback that I've seen people mention. Maybe by the time you're watching this video, you hit @ and you might have like an image upload thing here where it can check out your designs and analyze it and do stuff. Right now, at the time of this recording, we don't got that. So you'll probably see this in action, but let's start with this. Let's go to stores.js. Add 2 writable SvelteKit stores called source? Yeah, source and medium. Okay, let's just see what happens here. So a few things. You can stop it running with the square. That's a stop symbol, obviously. You can see that it's running right here. It is going to show you what it's doing over here. But if you have multiple files open, this one's really simple to see, right? You can see the changes. It's highlighted in green. If it were going to delete lines of code, they would be highlighted in red. That's pretty obvious. Okay, so this one's done. Let's go, before I accept this, let's look at a few things. Number one, if you are if you need to install packages, if you do a project from scratch and stuff like that, there are going to be buttons that are called, I can't actually remember what it is. It's something like execute or run or something. Like if I had to install a JavaScript npm package of some sort, like OpenAI, npm I OpenAI for using ChatGPT, it would have the command right here and it'd have a button to say run. So make sure you don't miss that, because a lot of times I can't scroll right now because the chat's not big enough. You'll miss it. It'll start talking, it'll show you a lot of code, and you'll have to scroll up and see like, oh, it wanted me to install XYZ thing. So pay attention to the chat is basically my very first tip here. You can also copy and insert from here. Those will be on if you are in chat mode instead of write mode. I'm in write mode, so it doesn't matter. You can see it's already doing this stuff. Now, a few things. This is automatically saved already, but it's not actually saved. It's kind of like a temporary save. I don't need to press anything right now to see these changes reflected live in my app on localhost. In my development environment, it's already there. If I had added a new button or something, I'd be able to see it already. However, it's not actually like saved, if that makes any sense. You can see like even now, this code is in here. I can write, I can change it, I can edit it, and the little white circle that generally says unsaved changes, well, it doesn't say that, but that's what it signifies. It's not there, right? But if I just close this out, I'm actually not sure what's going to happen. Okay, it's still there. Let me hit Command L. I had to accept it. Now, there's a couple things you could do. Reject all will literally reject all the changes across all the files, etc. Accept all obviously accepts all of them. But there's a cooler way to do this, and that is to use this little thing, which has a transparent background, by the way, which is actually really frustrating. Well, you can't see it in this file right here. But if you do this on big files, it's kind of hard to find. But this right here, you can accept all changes in this file. You can navigate between the different changes. I should just show you this on a better file, because right now there's only one file and one thing of code. I should just wait. I'll show you that. You'll see this in a minute. But this is a good way to kind of navigate and accept or reject changes one by one, instead of just blanketing, saving all of it, right? It's necessary sometimes to go through and see, okay, this is good, this is not, we're going to reject that. And so you use this bar right here. And these buttons will actually go to the next file that has changes. Again, I'm clicking because this is a bad example. Let's just hit accept here. Let's do accept all. Cool. Now we have source and medium. So we're going to come over here to, I don't know what that is. Let's go over here to our links page. Links page. There we go. Okay. So I am going to go back to my thing here, and I'm actually going to start over again. And forgive me, I'm going to use voice to text to make this go faster. I want to build a feature called campaigns on this page. This page lists out a user's affiliate links, and they can click to copy the affiliate link. Underneath the folders area in the first column, I want to add a button that says something like, I'm going to type this in here, add UTM campaigns. I can't spell either. Can't spell and can't type. Deadly combo. UTM campaigns. This button will trigger a modal that has two text input areas for source and, what was the other one? Medium. For source and medium. A user can enter in their source and medium and then click a button called accept. These are actually going to be stored in the SvelteKit stores we created. Okay, all right. Let's just do that first. Let's do this first and implement some console.log statements that will print these to the console when the stores are changed for now. I don't know. I'm just going to hit enter here. Let's see what's going on. I know that was a lot. So there's also a button that'll pop up for Cascade here called view diff, D-I-F-F, as in difference, where you see, your code side by side, and it shows you what exactly changed. Very helpful, especially if you're doing lots and lots of changes at once. You want to make sure that the AI is not deleting things it shouldn't be. That's always my one big cursor complaint, is that a lot of times it just straight up deletes code that it didn't need to delete, and I can't figure out why. Sometimes that has nothing to do with like the code in question. That always drove me crazy. I've not seen that at all in Cascade yet, but that's something to be aware of. Open diff right here. And you can do this for different files that it changed. You can see this one doesn't have any removed deletions right here, but it has lots of additions. So you can click open diff. I'm going to go down here. You can obviously go through and see what it changed, what it adds, and accept and reject. I'm clicking these little buttons right here, as well as different files, which is not applicable again. If I go down here, add UTM campaigns, source, social, email, and then click accept. I'm going to open up my thing down here. Oh, my camera's in the way. Sorry. Okay, let's enter in Facebook and then email. Click accept and just see what happens. Source changed, Facebook, email. All right, so we're logging things appropriately. That's fine. Let's say I wanted to change the color of the button to accent. So I'm going to go back to my thing. Change the color of the button to text accent. Text accent. I'm just going to do a bunch of stuff so you can kind of see this in action. I hope this is useful to you. I didn't actually hit accept, by the way. Note, I did not hit accept yet. All the changes are like live to my development localhost here. Okay, well, it did that. It looks worse now, but whatever. Okay, so let's do this. Medium.subscribe. I don't actually need to do that. I think I just do set, which is weird. Lib.stores. I think I can just use set. Let's do this. Instead of .subscribe, let's just use .set, i.e. source.set. Subscribe is fine too, but I think this is source.set. Source value, medium value, right? Like it's not even using these variables. Source value, medium value. Oh, I guess it's calling the function down in here. I don't really know how to do that. I don't really feel like analyzing it right now. It did some fancy stuff. All right, let's see what this looks like. It's fine. Let's open up my thing here. So blah, 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 blah. Did that. Okay, we're good here. Source changed, medium changed. Okay. All right, so let's accept everything for now. Just, you're done. That's fine. Let's go back up at the top and keep working with this. I like to thank my AI. Thanks. That worked. All right, how about this? Okay. Now that the stores are set, I want to add a button underneath the, what is it called? The add UTM campaign. The add UTM campaign button that says clear UTMs. It should reset the stores. Okay, let's just start there. All right, it's going to be going through this page file right here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I should show you. This is generally pretty easy, I feel like, at this point. Just give it commands and watch it work. Know how to navigate between the different additions and deletions so you can accept or reject them individually. I think that's a big thing here. Or accept all. Toggle between write and chat. I think this is pretty much it. Let's actually see what this is. Clear UTMs. I clicked it. UTM stores cleared. It added a thing down there. Okay. That button should only be displayed if the stores are set. You can see source.set and then medium.set. It's clearing those two text stores right there. I don't know if this is the best way to do this, by the way. I just thought it'd be kind of a cool feature. Actually, one more feature, and then I'll do a project from scratch. How about that? Thanks. We are almost done. However, I would like to add these UTM things. UTM, what, parameters? What are these things called? UTM parameters. To the affiliate link when the user clicks it. Note that we have a click to copy to clipboard functionality. If and only if the UTM stores are set, I want these to be tacked on to the end of the affiliate link being copied. All right, this is the last thing of this feature, and then I could make it look a little bit prettier, but whatever. So I think that's pretty much it. Just don't forget you can use @ to reference different files, which you will have to do at some point. Don't need to do them for my purposes here today. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, you can see it deleted this one, function handle campaign submit, which is interesting. And then added these, click to copy, code, example, you added source, medium, that. So let's just see what happens here. Again, I didn't hit accept just yet. Let's do add this and then do ASDF, then whatever that is, hit accept. And let's copy this one, dyeb.link/screen studio, copied. Let's go in utab and then paste it. There you go. Question mark, UTM source equals that, and then ask that. So let's actually clear the UTMs, copy it again, and now it didn't have any. Done and done. Actually, I'm going to end this video here because I've been a little windy talking, Windsurf. And in the next video, I'm going to create an app from scratch. Completely new project, only using AI, hopefully like less than 10, 15 minutes long. I'm going to create something kind of cool. So go click that link in the description below and go check out that video to see Windsurf in action, where I'm going to create a new app from scratch. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them here on YouTube. Tell me what I did wrong, what I can do better. If you know of features that I don't have, or if you have any requests for future videos, I would love to see them. Again, drop me YouTube comments, hashtag like, comment, subscribe, have my firstborn. Just kidding, I already have 2 kids. Have my thirdborn, really. No, that said, I hope you have a lovely day. Happy coding, happy AI building. Adios.